The Indian military has just unveiled its first indigenous anti-radiation missile system, and other nations have taken notice. Rudram is the first of its kind by the Indian military that uses anti-radiation technology to protect its airspace. Hello and welcome to yet another exciting video on our channel. In this episode, we will review India's Rudram system and further highlight the growing status of the Indian military. Here we go. Recently, the Indian military successfully tested a new generation missile system called Rudram. The test took place on Wheeler Island off the coast of Odisha, and the top brass in the Defence Ministry are calling it a huge success. It is no secret that the Indian government has been pursuing an expansive modernisation of its military to make it an elite fighting force. With the successful launch of Rudram, the Indian government is simply making a statement, and China and Pakistan better take note. So what is an anti-radiation missile? An anti-radiation missile is designed to weaken the air defense systems of the enemy by taking out radar communication satellites and frequency-emitting targets. With the lines of communication taken out of the equation, it will be impossible for the enemy to launch surface-to-air missiles to attack invading planes or to shoot down rockets. Rudram was tested off an SU-30 MKI fighter jet. The jet is the largest fighter jet in the Indian Air Force with a capacity to carry weighty cargo, and it comes in the second place after the Rafales jets. Rudram uses Russian-origin Kh-31 missiles, which can be launched from a jet or from a ground base. In a statement released by the Defence Ministry, this system is the first indigenous anti-radiation technology in the country, with different design capacities to work in different launch conditions. Rudram uses an INS GPS navigation system in conjunction with passive homing system to initiate a final attack. This homing system can detect, engage, and classify targets across a wide frequency network, which makes it a long-range system. The statement also says that Rudram was able to hit targets with pinpoint accuracy, therefore making it a potent weapon for pressing and eliminating enemy air defense technology. The statement also concluded more tests will be carried out before the system is finally inducted into the Indian Air Force. Let's see how good anti-radiation missiles are. Anti-radiation missiles are deadly missiles designed to take out jammers, radars, and frequencies. Any system that will compromise an air assault is what this missile is designed to take out. When activated, the missile will home in on the target, fly towards it, eliminate it, and destroy it. So in a real-life war situation, anti-radiation missiles are first launched to destroy the surface-to-air defense capabilities of the enemy before an eventual air assault. The missile receives several frequencies and data from a control station, all gathered from previous surveillance missions. This is why when the missile is activated and launched, it rarely misses its target because it knows where the target is and how to reach it. Part of the data also classifies the target and its exact location. The missile will not transmit any kind of information, so the enemy will not be aware of its approach, and it can travel as far as 150 kilometers. One of the reasons why this technology is receiving a lot of attention from the global audience is because it has the potential to determine war outcomes. In war times, all National Air Force regiments seek to dominate the airspace. Via air, they can transport supplies, launch reconnaissance missions, and initiate air attacks on enemy ground troops. To be able to do this effectively, the Air Force needs to control the skies. This is only possible if it has full control of everything that flies. Air power also offers two advantages. The advantage of attack and defense. It prevents the enemy from launching successful air assaults while preventing the enemy from stopping its own air attacks. While an air defense system is designed to stop attacks, an anti-radiation system is designed to eliminate the capacity of air defense systems to function. Rudram also has the capacity to detect enemy radars in the ground, so once the missile successfully disarms the radars, it can inflict more damage in subsequent attacks. The Indian military has been undergoing a rebranding for years now, and this effort subsequently gathered steam under the leadership of President Narendra Modi. Before the news about Rudram broke out, India was on the news when it decided to purchase Russian S-400 defense systems from the Kremlin in a move that irked the US. The US had told India that it would not give it a waiver to purchase the equipment from its arch-nemesis, but India's response was that the move was to counter the threat of China on its northeastern border. The Cold War between China and India has been dragging on for years, but things came to a head at the Himalayan border in April when men from both sides engaged in a scuffle that led to casualties on both sides. This development further justified India's decisions to not only purchase the S-400 defense system, but to also increase its defense budget. Following a willingness to drive the deal through, diplomats told India that it could face sanctions under a 2017 US law if it went through with the deal. Even under former President Trump, who shared close ties with the Indian government, India was asked to shelve the move for the system that will cost $5.5 billion for 5 systems. The threat of sanctions was reviewed as a deterrent measure to scare other countries from doing business with the Russians. In its defense, Mr. Modi's government claimed that acquiring such defense systems is imperative if his country's sovereignty will be protected. New Delhi also affirmed its right to decide who to buy missiles from. On one hand, India has a global strategic partnership with the US. On the other hand, it has a special relationship with the Russians too, hence it has always pursued an independent foregoing policy for decades now. Rudram is one system that many of India's neighbours will have taken notice of. Chief among them is Pakistan, that has been India's greatest adversary for decades. So Rudram is as much a deterrent weapon to Pakistan to the east as it is to China to the north. Dealing with Islamic extremists funded by Lahore is a different ballgame that India may not need the anti-radiation missiles for, but should the crisis with Pakistan spiral out of control and there is a full-blown war, India now has a weapon capable of taking out Pakistan anti-missile defense systems before launching an air assault into Pakistani territory. But how does the Rudram serve the region? Most countries rely on Russia and the US for high-tech weapons, as these nations have the best war industry and technology. Oftentimes, the US and Russia use their technological expertise to further their geopolitical aims. That India now has Rudram, it puts its rivals in the region on notice, that they don't have to rely on the US and Russia for some of their military equipment. Furthermore, Rudram also insulates India from sanctions like the one the US threatened to impose due to its decision to buy the S-400 from Russia. With the invention of India's first indigenous missile system, the IDF is positioning itself as a military capable of launching attacks as well as it is able to defend itself. Rudram is a statement of intent that China and Pakistan would have taken notice of. It demonstrates the growing capacity of the Indian military not only as a ground force, but as an air power as well. With Rudram, India will be able to carry out long-range strikes with precision into foreign territory after dismantling the foreign entity's anti-air defense system. So do you think that this move of the Indian military is going to trigger the neighbouring territories? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to turn on notifications for more related videos. Thanks for watching.